Hello, my beautiful students, and welcome to another vlog. I know it's been forever since the last vlog, but I've decided that I'm gonna take it up again and start filming. And since I'm going to Egypt in a few days, and right after I'm going to Bali for 3 weeks, I thought that this would be the perfect time to start filming again. So here we are. I cannot wait to show you my trip, my holiday. I'm gonna probably be showing you a bit from the Czech Republic because we're leaving in 4 days. So I will be packing and getting ready and you know, all that fun stuff you have to do before you leave on holiday. And then, of course, I'm going to be sharing bits and pieces from the holiday itself. We are going with a travel agency, which is going to be my first time ever. I have never traveled anywhere with a travel agency, and I have also never really experienced all-inclusive type of holiday. Anyway, I just came back from the exchange office and I'm so livid. I had one job. My husband asked me to exchange money for our holiday in Egypt. He told me to specifically get $1 banknotes. If you've ever been to Egypt, you probably know that giving $1 banknotes, is a form of a tip, and you basically have to tip everybody. If you give them these tips, they treat you like kings and queens, really. So I had one job to get 30 $1 banknotes. When I arrived at the office, I asked her how many $1 banknotes she's got. And she told me she's got three. So I came back with 3 $1 banknotes. Nice. This was the last walk with my girls, Lizzie and Barry, to say goodbye. I knew I was gonna miss them so much. And after this walk, we already set out on the journey. It was already 11 p.m. So for me it was the time when I would normally be asleep already, but I had to somehow keep myself awake to get through all the check-ins and security checks, and you know the drill when it comes to the airport. It really felt like a waiting game because we spent most of the time just like standing in the queues. And it was really funny because I had 3 suitcases. Of course, one of them was not going on board, but the other 2 did. And I was constantly forgetting one of my suitcases somewhere. After the 3rd time, possibly, it wasn't even funny anymore because I was worried that I could actually lose it, but luckily I didn't. Our plane took off at 1 p.m. and we spent 4 hours, little over 4 hours in the air, and to be honest, it felt like the longest flight. I was extremely tired, but I couldn't fall asleep. And on top of that, I was also extremely thirsty because I thought that I could actually fill in my water bottle after the security check, but I couldn't. And I wanted to buy water at the airport, but the machine was not working and we already had to board the plane because it was too late. And then when they started selling water, I eventually decided not to buy it because they told me that they would give me free water later, but they didn't. So my first sip of water was in the resort in the morning and it felt forever. I thought I would die, but luckily at like 8 a.m. we arrived at our resort. Now I'm gonna show you our beautiful cozy room. It was really small, but it actually exceeded my expectations, especially when it came to the bed, which was huge and super comfortable. We even had a balcony, as you can see. To be honest, I don't remember a moment when I would actually go there and sit there because outside it was hot as fuck, literally 24/7, even at night. So it was good for the smokers, but since I'm not one, I didn't really use it. We had this small sofa, but it it worked for stacking up our mess and clothes. And here is a little closet, and of course here is the bathroom, which was sufficient toilet and a big shower. That's all I needed. And in Egypt, if you give them tips, especially to the housekeepers, they prepare these funny things from towels, and it was super cute to have a surprise every day, really. You never knew what was coming. And one more thing I needed to show you was this restaurant, and this is very early in the morning, I think 6 a.m., and therefore no people are there really because everybody was still sleeping, but I was waking up extremely early. Anyway, this is the breakfast buffet. Breakfasts were my favorite meal of the day because there was so many choices, so much variety, and so many sweets especially, and it was always super hard for me to choose something because if it was up to me and if my stomach was unlimited, I would probably eat it all because who wouldn't? Hello beautiful people, this is the first greeting from my hotel room. Currently it's 11:30 and we luckily got the room earlier than we should have. If you tip the staff, you can get it earlier. I survived the longest journey imaginable. We actually left Pilsen at 10 p.m. and we arrived at this hotel at 8 a.m. But we were really lucky because we are only 10 minutes away from the airport, so I cannot really imagine what it would be like to stay at a hotel that is, let's say, a 2-hour drive from the airport, which is quite usual here in Egypt. And so far, my expectations have been exceeded. I'm loving it, and now I'm gonna go and explore it with the fam. Casually sipping on my drink by the pool. I'm in love. As I already told you, I've never really experienced any kind of hotel holiday, let alone all-inclusive type of holiday, and in this huge complex. Even my husband, who has been to Egypt maybe like 7 times, said that he has never experienced such a luxury. So I'm over the moon, and there are a few things that shocked me. I would say the first thing is the intensity of the sun. It's burning my skin off. It's crazy. Second thing, I am amazed by the friendliness of the staff here. Everybody wants to talk to you, everybody calls you a friend, and I know it's a huge business, of course, but it's wonderful to be actually served by such nice people. The last thing is that I am amazed by the offer when it comes to food and drinks. I still cannot believe that everything is already included in the price and I don't have to pay for anything extra. The food is delicious, and just like being able to stop by at like 10 bars here and getting any drink I want for free at any time of the day feels wonderful. I always thought that I was not the type of person that would enjoy these types of holiday, but I might have been wrong. But you know, it's only the first day, the first afternoon here, so I might change my mind after a few days when I get too bored, but we'll see about that. It's day 3 of my holiday in Egypt, and so far I'm enjoying it to the fullest. What actually shocked me is how huge this resort is. I thought that like the typical all-inclusive holiday is that you just like lay by the pool and not move a bone throughout the whole day and just like eat and sleep and possibly go for a really short swim. But this resort is actually a combination of, I guess 4 hotels. So the area here that I can actually walk around in is huge. And to give you an actual number, it's usually 20,000 steps a day, and I'm not intentionally walking, you know, I'm just like trying to get to places I want to get to. And now I have just finished my workout, so excuse my redness and terrible look, but I'm gonna take a quick shower, put myself together after the workout, and probably get lunch. Now I'm trying to get into my room, but the card never works. The workout at the gym was not my favorite. I've overdone it with the jump squats and goblet squats and everything, and now my legs are on fire, uncomfortably on fire. I'm afraid I won't be able to swim or walk or do anything. So what is the best about this resort is that there is like 10 different restaurants, so you never get bored eating at one restaurant, and there is always something new to explore. And it really doesn't feel like you're in a resort, it feels like you're in a small, beautiful city with many opportunities and a lot of things to experience. So I definitely recommend this hotel and resort. One little disadvantage of being a business owner is that you can never really take a break from work. Of course, I wasn't working nearly as much as I do normally, but still I had to find some time blocks in the day to work, and it was especially before breakfast when everybody was sleeping. This was my favorite spot and I enjoyed it so much. Hello, it's day 4th, and today I've got a bit of a health crisis. Right in the morning I had to go to the pharmacy and I needed to get Strepsils because my throat is extremely sore. It's probably because of the air conditioning. I don't know if you can hear the in this room. It's really cold, which I actually love, and therefore, you know, I probably got sick also because of the changes in temperature, because outside is extremely hot and inside it's cold. And second of all, in the morning we all started having certain digestion issues, if you know what I mean. So we had to get the typical antibiotics that are typical for Egypt. And now I'm after lunch and I'm not, of course, treating my stomach really well because I eat a spoon of everything. So my main course usually consists of like 7 different dishes because I love to test out things. So therefore my stomach is not happy naturally, but on top of that I probably caught some bug. But as I already said, now I'm feeling all right. So I guess the pills have started working. So wish me the best of luck so that I can get through this and not fall sick completely, because the throat is terrible today. An update, I'm feeling so much better a few hours and a few pills later. And there has been a huge achievement, and I'm so proud of myself because, you guys, I went snorkeling. A girl who's afraid of the sea, a girl who doesn't really like water and swimming and everything related, went snorkeling and enjoyed it to the fullest. And if there is a message I want to share with you today, you can never fail unless you stop trying. On Monday, which was our first official day here, I went snorkeling for the first time, and well, I couldn't call it really snorkeling because I just like jumped into the sea. I was immediately terrified by the depth of it, by the waves, by everything really, by wearing flippers for the first time and not being able to swim in it, and having the mask and everything. I just panicked and immediately climbed out because there are stairs.
Já si tady natáčím kousíček do vlogu, můžu ještě? A ty mě budeš poslouchat?
Anyway, my husband persuaded me to try again a few days later, and even though I'm feeling a bit sick, I decided to give it a second go. And I'm really glad I did, because this time I really loved it. I wore this safety vest, and with that it was easy. I wasn't afraid of drowning anymore, which made it a lot easier. And the sea life is stunning. The reefs, the fish, everything, the colors. I enjoyed it so much that I decided to even go on a snorkeling trip on Monday. Anyway, now we are off to dinner. This time we're gonna try Italian restaurant for the first time, and then there's time for my favorite activity, which is smoking shisha. So we're going to go to a shisha bar nearby, and we're gonna play a lot of games. We met a group of Czech people that we made friends of, and we're probably gonna go there with them and have an amazing rest of the night. Welcome to day 5 of this vlog. I'm reading a book. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, well, more like 4:30. I've been awake for an hour, and as you can probably hear from my voice, I'm sick. So really the sore throat was substituted with a runny nose, so I got a full-blown cold, which is something I definitely dreamt of. I was so excited that I didn't fall sick a few days before the holiday, because in the Czech Republic I felt like everybody was suddenly falling sick, and I was afraid that I might catch the bug as well. And when the day finally arrived and we were about to go to the airport and I still didn't feel sick, I was like, yay! I was celebrating. Little did I know that I could actually get sick from the changes in temperature. So wish me the best of luck so that I heal soon. I really don't want to spend the rest of the holiday in bed, because I'm definitely not feeling really good right now. And the reason I'm awake and the light is on and there's no husband next to me is that they went to Luxor, which is, well, you know what Luxor is. I'm gonna probably show you some videos from him, because I told him to record something for me and they had to leave at 4, so he woke me up by his alarm, of course. And since the runny nose being really terrible and annoying, I couldn't fall asleep, so I guess this is gonna be my day alone at the resort. Almost 24 hours later, I have an update on how I'm feeling. It's much worse. But I'm still trying to remain positive and not to restrain from any holiday activities I would normally do. So I spent, well, not a lot of time, but some time by the pool, reading a book and swimming in the pool. Of course, I went for breakfast, lunch and dinner, which are amazing, and now it's 7:50, so that means that my husband and the family should arrive at any moment really from Luxor, and I'm so grateful that I eventually decided not to book the trip with them, because the idea of spending the day out in the sun in the extreme heat, that would kill me. I tried to go out at 1 p.m, which is when the sun is really the strongest, and I felt like fainting, and I only walked for 10 minutes to the restaurant and 10 minutes back, and I fell asleep for like 2 hours, and I was really nauseous, and yeah, I really cannot imagine what I would feel like and what would happen to me if I went on this extreme Luxor trip, which started at 4 a.m. and finished, or should finish, at 8 p.m. 10 hours in the car and few hours in the sun. No way. I was really looking forward to this solo date day because I've always dreamt of going on a solo holiday, or like traveling solo really. But I never had the courage and I was afraid I would be lonely. And after today's experience, I can say, I can tell that I would definitely be lonely because I am really lonely already. I did one crazy thing. I told you about the snorkeling, conquering my biggest fear and falling in love with it. And I signed up for a 1 whole day trip on a boat. And not only am I gonna go snorkeling again, I'm also gonna experience the real diving. It scares me as hell. I don't know what I did, but I cannot take it back because I already paid for it and I already reserved it and my husband is going with me. I haven't told him yet that I decided to eventually go with him, but I'm terrified. To be honest, I really wanted to do something on the spur of a moment and I kind of like felt like it. I felt the courage, so I quickly acted on it before I had any time to change my mind. And I'm glad I did because I'm here for the experiences, and that's something that actually that I have been struggling a bit. I am definitely a homebody and a creature of habits, and I don't usually try out new things, and I'm afraid of many things. And this is a great opportunity for me to change my way and become more adventurous and more spontaneous, and those are the two character traits that I definitely want to obtain.
Hello, it's Sunday. That means there are only 3 days left. I am so sad, to be honest. I cannot imagine going home. I don't know what I'm supposed to do at home. Anyway, yesterday I felt the worst. It was the most difficult day regarding my sickness, and to make matters worse, it was also the day when I was planning to get drunk. You know, I hate alcohol, I hate getting drunk, so I never drink, but I promised to my husband that one day, one exceptional day, I would break my rules and I would kind of like suck it up and manage to drink some cocktails. But I couldn't do it. Anyway, the second reason why it was the worst possible day to feel this way was because my husband booked a super romantic dinner for me, maybe the most romantic dinner you can possibly imagine. And I felt so sick that I couldn't even eat, which is shocking because I always have appetite, but for the dinner, nope. But luckily after like 2 hours just like sitting there and trying to persuade myself to eat something and constantly thinking about food to drive my appetite up, I finally managed to eat at least something, but I didn't enjoy it. Anyway, there was this amazing dance show and eventually it didn't feel that bad because my painkillers started working. And that's it. Today I'm feeling luckily better, and it's a good thing because in the upcoming 2 days, today and tomorrow, we have booked trips. The first trip is called Safari and it's a quad trip, and I'm really intrigued what's it gonna be like to drive a quad. I have no idea. And we're also probably gonna go, or at least it's what I've heard, to a village, and we're gonna drink tea there. Anyway, the trip tomorrow is a boat trip. It's actually an all-day boat trip, so I'm praying that I feel better tomorrow so that I can survive it, because I definitely do not want to cancel it. We're gonna go snorkeling to 2 destinations, I think. We're gonna see sea turtles and sea cows and a lot of fish. And we're also gonna go diving, which is gonna be my first time. And to be honest, I'm really terrified right now, but I want to conquer my fears and experience life, because I am not at all adventurous and spontaneous, and I would like to change that about me. So I guess this is the step in the right direction.
It is the last day of our holiday. The past 2 days were exhausting but spectacular. I have so many new experiences that I'm gonna live off of for a long time. There was only one thing that wasn't enjoyable about those experiences, and that's my sickness, which was terrible and was really preventing me from enjoying it to the fullest. For example, the quads, they were wonderful. Really, if you have a chance to go on this trip, go. It was the trip that I enjoyed the most, really. Go and listen to my podcast that is already out about this whole Egypt experience. I'm sharing all the possible details there, but in a nutshell, it feels so good to be driving in the desert. We had the best instructor ever. He was so much fun. He took fun pictures of us. We saw a beautiful sunset over a blue lagoon. We went to this, and I don't know what's it called. It's like a huge tent, and there are people who usually own camels, of course, Egyptians, and they sell teas and oils. So we had a stop there. Well, I didn't want to ride a camel, to be honest. I'm not a huge supporter of this. I really felt sorry for these camels, so I only touched it, and it felt, and well, it seemed so sad. And then we went into this huge tent, and he showed us a lot of different herbs and teas and everything. Unfortunately, I couldn't smell anything because I lost my smell due to the cold. We bought, of course, some tea, and I cannot wait to really enjoy it at home when autumn starts. And then we went home. It was in total 3 hours. And I felt really sick afterwards, really tired, so I was really worried about the boat trip next day, but that turned out okay. Unfortunately, in the morning, we started having digestion issues again. Luckily, I didn't that much, but my husband, he really suffered. So the best thing you can possibly imagine, going on a boat trip, it happened. But luckily, they have really good pills. Yeah, they know me so well at the pharmacy already, because I've been to the pharmacy maybe like 5 times already. If something can go wrong, it does. The boat trip itself was tiring. It felt long, but eventually, looking back, it was a wonderful experience, because I tried diving for the first time in my life, and it was super scary for me. I'm not gonna lie, I panicked at first, but eventually I enjoyed it so much, and I'm gonna give you more details in the podcast. We also went snorkeling. We saw huge sea turtles. Unfortunately, we didn't see sea cows. And then we had headed to a second destination before we had lunch on a boat. And in the second destination, we also dived, and we also went snorkeling. And now it is the last day of our holiday. I already started packing. There are suitcases all over this room. I have just eaten my lunch. I am stuffed. I'm actually getting quite fed up with the food here, even though I really enjoyed this all-inclusive type of resort, but I cannot wait to go back to my eating habits. But I want to go snorkeling for the last time, and then it's time to go to bed really early, because we are leaving at 4:20 from this resort. I'm really angry because our flight is at 7:30, and we are 15 minutes, maybe not even 15 minutes away from the airport, and we have to go to the airport at 4:20, so we'll be waiting there for like 3 hours. And then we have 4.5 hour long flight, and then we have to go to Pilsen. If there's something I really hate about traveling, it's actually the journey of going to the destination where you want to travel to. But it's nothing compared to Bali, where I'm going in less than a week, which is gonna be a 24-hour journey.
And I'm probably gonna already say goodbye to you. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Definitely let me know in the comments if you did and if you want me to continue with them. And I'll be looking forward to you, probably with a vlog from Bali.